Oh my God. Times 3, guys. Radio, 3 occupants.
She was 17 years old. She had 500,000 TikTok followers. And on the morning of July 31st, 2022, she drove her car into a brick wall at 100 miles per hour with her boyfriend and best friend inside. And she never hit the brakes, not once.
No one's
The prosecution called it a mission, a calculated, premeditated act of murder disguised as an accident. The judge had one word for her: hell on wheels. But here's what the Netflix documentary didn't tell you. By any measure, a normal teenager from Strongsville, Ohio. She had over 500,000 TikTok followers, brand deals coming in, and what looked from the outside like a pretty good life. But behind the screen, things were different. She had been dating Dominic Russo since she was 13 years old. That's a relationship that started in middle school and stretched all the way into their late teens. By 2021, they were living together. Dominic was 20 by the time of the crash. He worked part-time as a youth swim coach, was into music and basketball, and by all accounts was someone people genuinely liked. His friend Davion Flanagan was 19, fresh out of school, had just applied to barber college, excited about what came next. On the night of July 30th, going into July 31st, the three of them had been at a high school graduation party. At around 5:30 in the morning, Mackenzie was driving Dom and Davion home.
You need to get away from me. You need to get away from me. I'm calling the police.
What the fuck?
That's when things get complicated. At 5:30 a.m., Mackenzie turned down a quiet road in a Strongsville business park. The kind of road that leads nowhere. It's a dead end. What the event data recorder, that's the black box inside every modern car, what it showed was this: the vehicle accelerated. It didn't drift, it didn't swerve. It went from normal speed to 100 miles per hour in a matter of seconds, and then it hit the Plidco building head-on. There was no braking, not a single pound of pressure on the brake pedal. Dominic and Davion were killed on impact. Mackenzie was airlifted to hospital with critical injuries. When investigators started looking at the evidence, something didn't sit right with the accident theory.
We gotta bust the window out. Send us some more units.
Any more units to progress now, Anita?
Now!
What are we doing?
And the reason is this: dead-end roads don't make sense as a through route. There was no logical reason to be driving fast down that street.
You're on Westwood, on the 3 on Alameda.
This is not a fresh accident either. She's been here for a while.
So they pulled the surveillance footage. They reconstructed the crash. They looked at Mackenzie's phone and text records, and what they found was a pattern. Not a single moment of panic, but a pattern of behavior stretching back weeks. Here's the piece that became the backbone of the prosecution's entire case. 3 weeks before the crash, on July 17th, there had been an argument between Mackenzie and Dominic. And during that argument, a witness overheard Mackenzie say 4 words.
I am calm. I don't think you get to decide that with your ass,
You really threatening
trauma
me? You
problem.
really threatening?
Dom, I'm gonna give you one last chance to open the door. I'm gonna leave and do what I said I was gonna do.
I will crash this car. Now, in legal terms, that statement is called evidence of premeditation. It means there's proof the act was planned, not impulsive. But more than the legal term, just think about what that means. 3 weeks later, she was in that same car with Dom, and she crashed it at 100 miles per hour with no brakes.
I'm back there, pal.
Hi, Mackenzie. Step out for me. I'm Detective Jesus. I'm the one who's been investigating the crash. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2, okay? Nobody's gonna ask you any questions. Nobody's gonna bother you. Can I have your key, please?
Could you please be careful taking this one off so it doesn't break the bracelet, please?
You got it. You got it.
But here's where it gets more complex. Because Mackenzie's defense wasn't, "I didn't do it." Her defense was, "I didn't know what I was doing." Her attorneys argued she suffered from a condition called POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. It's a real, documented neurological disorder that affects blood pressure and heart rate, and in some cases can cause someone to lose consciousness, a blackout.
Is asking you to consider that the brain is not fully developed until 25 years or older. Her choices, Mackenzie's, and actions are indicative of teenage invincibility.
The defense said Mackenzie had this condition, that she blacked out behind the wheel, and that the crash was a medical episode, not a murder. It's not an unreasonable defense on paper, and her family doubled down on it. Her father, Steve Shirilla, told reporters, "Show me one piece of evidence, one, that says she did this on purpose."
My daughter, because you guys aren't allowed to speak to her at all. That's from the lawyer. He does not want you guys speaking to her. I can get him on the phone, he can tell you that over the phone if that works, or I can go in and tell her not to open her mouth. How you guys did this on the weekend is just, well, all you have to do is go, "Hey, there's a warrant for her." We would have brought her right down here with no problem, but you hit it.
But the prosecution came back with something powerful, Mackenzie's own text messages. Weeks before the crash, she had texted Dominic describing what she called her worst blackout. If she knew she was having blackouts, severe ones, why was she driving at 5:30 in the morning? Why was she accelerating down a dead-end road? And then there's this detail that hasn't gotten nearly enough attention. When first responders arrived at the scene, they found psilocybin mushrooms and a digital scale in the car. That evidence was entered as part of the 12 counts she was eventually charged with, which included murder, felonious assault, that's intentional serious physical harm, and aggravated vehicular homicide. Mackenzie chose a bench trial. That means no jury. She put her fate entirely in the hands of one judge, Cuyahoga County Judge Nancy Margaret Russo, and after 4 days of testimony, reconstruction evidence, social media records, and survivor statements, Judge Russo made her decision. She found Mackenzie Shirilla guilty on all 12 counts, and her words from the bench that day became some of the most quoted in this entire case. This was not reckless driving, this was murder. She had a mission, and she executed it with precision. The mission was death.
Nobody else is responsible. This isn't the fault of Dominic's family, or Davion's family, or your family. And I know that each of you have asked your questions to yourselves, what if? What if I had done this or that?
She was sentenced to 2 concurrent life sentences with the possibility of parole after 15 years. She won't even be eligible for that first parole hearing until September 2037. But this story didn't end in that courtroom. Mackenzie appealed. Her legal team argued the trial had errors, that there was insufficient evidence. In September 2024, the Ohio Court of Appeals upheld the conviction, meaning they reviewed everything and said, the verdict stands. Then in October 2024, her new attorneys filed what's called a post-conviction relief petition, a formal request for a new trial based on new evidence. Specifically, they argued her original defense team should have brought in medical experts to testify about the POTS diagnosis. That petition was denied. The appeals court affirmed the denial, and in May 2025, the Supreme Court of Ohio declined to even review the case. I want to know what you think. Do you believe the POTS defense had merit that wasn't fully explored? Or do you think that statement, "I will crash this car," says everything we need to know? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this investigation valuable, subscribe to the Dread Files.